Hi, Virgos. So I've divided it up through zodiac because I don't know how else to divide it up. So we'll go with that. But what I've been noticing, I started with Aries, and as I go through, I've noticed that it might even be month to month because there tends to be a little bit of an overlap. And I've been shuffling these cards like crazy, and often I'm getting the same card fly out. So I'm only taking the cards that jump out, and I only read the cards in the upright position. And we'll hold on to that. And I'm using two decks today and the runes as well. Okay, well, we got a new one for a change. Let's see. I'm not focused on any subject in particular. We just see what the universe wants to tell you. Very interesting. Okay, so Virgo. The first card that flew out was the Wheel of Fortune, number 10. We've been getting lots of completions in a lot of the readings, and in the collective, I think we were getting a lot of things coming to the end of a cycle. And this is a very good time if you are closing out cycles. I'm also getting ringing in my ears. You are staying distracted, it feels like, sort of tuning out from what's happening on, what's going on around you. And you're in a positive cycle though. You're ending something and about to enter this. I don't think this is something that's been happening. I think this is what's just about to begin at this point. In connection with that, as a clarifying card, you have the Four of Fire, which is like the Four of Wands. And it's typically depicted as foundations and four pillars. And it's like 1111 is what it means. So 1111 and a number 10. So we're dealing with a lot of ones here. In this particular deck, what I find interesting is that she's sitting on this big rock with a hole on it, a hole in it. And the four is depicted as these four little lanterns, illumination. And this is a very firm place, and yet there's this playfulness going on. And it's typically tied to your home or your foundations, whatever that is. If it's your relationship or your workplace or that place where you feel security, but it's also a time of celebration. So having these two things together, and I know we're entering the holiday season, but you're actually the only sign so far that has talked about celebration. So having these two things together, it's drawing you to really focus on the things that are positive because you do have firm footing, even though maybe you're striving for something or you're waiting for something to happen. It's alerting you to the fact that you are really fortunate right now based on the foundations that you have, or the foundations that you're building. So the other thing that popped up here is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is always something that's just sort of temporary. This is not like a devastating feeling. This is just a temporary flipping in limbo. Okay. It's got this very Cirque du Soleil kind of vibe to it. He's got wings, he can go. He's just looking at things from a different perspective. So you might be so accustomed to looking at things in a certain way that while you're in limbo, or while you feel that you're in limbo, take that opportunity to look at something in a different way, because there is this feeling of kind of being on autopilot. And with the Nine of Fire here, which is like the Nine of Wands, there's a cave, there's this protection, sort of sealing yourself off from things. And I don't think that's a bad thing in this case, but it's also, don't do it out of fear. Don't retreat out of fear. Do it for in order to gain a new perspective. Do it so that you have a chance to recharge. Take time having these two things together, instead of feeling like you're in limbo, like you're in stuck energy. Realize that you're doing that for a reason, or it's being done to you for a reason, so that you can get something done. It's almost like hitting the pause button so that you can scurry around and get something done before the universe presses play again. Okay, so let me see what these other cards. The card that's at the bottom of the deck is the 10 of discs. I don't remember seeing that there, and I was shuffling in between, so feels like everything's about to start blasting forward. So we've got both the Knight and the Page of Wands. Let's see. Got the 9 of Wands again in this. So you're putting up boundaries, and I think you might feel a little, maybe you're feeling a little wishy-washy. And so you're like, okay, instead of this fluctuation, I'm going to just put up a boundary. Okay. And so we've got that King of Cups there. There's our boundary. This is a very flimsy boundary. Okay. So it's just like saying I'm creating a boundary. It's not about building a fortress to lock yourself up in. And then very interesting that we have both the Page and the Knight of Wands here, fire energy. This is a progression. Okay, this is going from more youthful, juvenile, free-flowing, like without a care in the world, to this very directed, okay, I'm choosing now to go for something with full energy. So it feels good. You have a lot of fire energy actually in this. Fire, fire, fire. All of this is fire. The only thing you had that was water was the King of Cups. So it's very interesting. And you're an earth sign. So the fire, having all that fire there can be a little not Virgo-like for you. You want everything neatly organized and alphabetized and things like that. Let's see here, I've got the runes. And I've been pulling 2 runes for everybody just to see. I'll be getting this a lot. This is really nice. Winjo, joy, joy. So all that fire is joy, passion, joy. Okay, forward movement and joy. Yeah, I think everybody in the collective, if you've been doing your work, you're going to get rewarded. Other, certain people in, varying degrees, depending on what it is that you're doing and who you are and how much work you've done and how much work there needs to be done. But you need to take the brakes off a little bit. It's like you've been driving with the brakes on. Just as an extra card to pull out, I've got the 2 of Pentacles. So that purse strings are a little tight. What comes in goes out, kind of vacillating between 2 options. Pay attention. She's looking down. So it's time to like raise your head and kind of go like, oh, okay, what's going on? What are my options? What's there? What's happening? Okay, so there you go, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please like and subscribe and share, and hopefully I will be doing a lot more of these.